Okay, we're going to go through a series of games and look at systems and mechanics. Mechanics are going to be, as the lecture states, specific things the player can do in the game world to perform tasks. So, mechanics are going to consist of rules and parameters and things that basically define what the player can do and how they can do it. Systems are going to be more complex objects that are sets of mechanics that the player does over and over again. For example, in Pal World, I'm going to look at Pal World. It just came out of open access. In Pal World, one of the mechanics is capturing pals. Another mechanic is training and upgrading pals. Those are going to be systems that involve a number of different mechanics, but still part of the same system. In terms of game design, the game designer needs to think about mechanics and systems as they define the game, as they design the game. A lot of times they will start with systems and then within the systems come up with a set of mechanics. So the system, or one of the systems in Pal World, there's a lot, is to capture and train and upgrade pals, which are essentially Pokemon characters. That's the system that the player is going to be following in order to progress and play the game. The mechanics are going to be what the player does to implement the system. So let's go through and okay, so notice I'm hungry, so I have a little thing on the. So one of the systems is to make sure that your player doesn't go hungry. And to do that, you're going to have to eat food. So here's a cheeseburger that will increase nutrition. Here's an electric organ I got from a pal I'm going to use. Here's an ice organ. Let's eat this. Oops. I'm going to give it to myself. Okay, so notice my hunger is now up 53. Let's eat some bread. Oops. And notice I can also feed pals. Let's give this guy some bread too. Okay. So one of the systems is to make sure that your pals and you have enough food. You're going to have to find food or get food based on various things in the world, and that's going to be one of the systems. Okay. I have a weapon because I can fight pals. Here's my base. Notice the little line around my base. Uh, I have a couple of pals that are working during the day, and I've made them my slaves, and this guy gathers stones, and this guy mines for me. So different pals have different abilities, and once I capture them, I can then use them to uh, do things in the game. So that's going to be part of the system, which is doing stuff in the game. All right, well, let's go down here. All how do I get down here? I think there's a way over here. Again, it's been so long since I played this game. All right, what is this? Okay, so I can gather automatically. Notice the mechanics let me automatically gather stuff. All right, these are kind of low-level characters I don't really care about. I could kill them, I guess, or capture them. Let me show you a capture. Okay, I've got PAL spheres. Let me okay, just like Pokemon. So I've now got one of these guys, and notice what I did is I collected a mutton and wool. So if I use one of these balls, I can take them rather than capture them. So let's see if I can capture this guy. Okay, so I've now got a venom gland, and I can use that to create a poisoned arrow. So this is going to be part of the system. And as I see these things in the world, I can use them for defense. Let's retrieve. There he goes. Okay, now he's going to defend me in battle. So if I decide to, let's take this guy here. All right, so I got another venom gland, and I can use that for crafting and so forth. Okay, so here are my set of missions. I have to go give the farmer a PAL suited for watering. I have one, I think. As I play, I'm going to collect technology points, which I can spend on increasing my abilities. So, for example, I can hold food by making a feed bag. I need to find some leather, either take it from a PAL, or I need stone and palladium fragments, increase the stats of my PAL. So there's all kinds of stuff I can do. For example, if I can get the stone and the aquatic fluids, I can make a hot spring for my base. Here's an outfit. I need a flame organ. I got one ice organ. I need to find another one. I can use crafting features for my base. I can build bases. I can build gardens and walls and so forth. So if I have enough wood, I can build stuff. Here's a alarm bell in case I'm attacked by PALs, which you will be occasionally, and so forth. Here's the PALs I've run into. So this guy is a water. I think I have him someplace. Electric. This guy's water. So this is all going to be part of the systems and the mechanics of this particular game. All right, let's pause. Okay, so this is going to be Tomb Raider. And part of this game has a bunch of systems and mechanics like Pal World, but they're going to be slightly different. So, for example, in order to get around, well, let's do a system here. So here we have tombs completed. Here's a map showing where we are, mission challenges. So we have a set of objectives, fast travel to explore the world. Here's our various sessions, information about relics I've completed, resources. So again, this is a crafting, there are crafting elements in the game. I'm going to collect stuff. I'm going to use it more for weapons and for not really base building, but sort of doing my own stuff. Crafting noxious ammunition and weapons, crafting arrows, feathers, oil, and so forth. So notice I can butcher animals for resources. I can mine. Now, one of the mechanics is going to be, well, I will come back to that. Okay. One of the systems is discovering tombs and exploring tombs. So I'm going to discover stuff. So here's my tomb. Let's go up here. I got my light. Up here is my inventory. Here's my skill points. So using icons, map legends. So notice I can show the legends to tell me, or I can hide them and just discover on my own. Here's the resources. We've already seen that. Okay. A lot of this is going to be optional challenge too. And I've got a weapon. Let's see here. I think you go. So I have an AK if I want to use it. I have a shotgun and so forth. So, well, we'll keep the shotgun. Reload. So again, part of the game system is exploring tombs. And as you can see, the level design is pretty straightforward. Again, I haven't been through this level, so I don't know what's here. There's resources we can get. Anything in here? No. part of this tomb design is finding and solving puzzles. That would be part of the tomb. Can't get through here. Let's go here. Okay, so clearly they're highlighting something they want me to get up to. And what I have to do is solve a puzzle in order to get up there. So it looks like water is up there. This is going to fall. This is going to pull me up, it looks like. I can then jump over to that, and maybe jump over to that. Okay, so let's go up here, and let me see, how would we do this? So I need something to put in here to turn the wheel. So let's do left mouse to shoot. Well, let's try it. Okay, so notice that's going to get a pull. Again, I haven't played this in so long. Let me see what we can figure out here. So my goal is to get up there. Basically, I want to solve this puzzle. Let me see if I can reach up here. All right, so notice it's too far. It won't give me, so it looks like I need to open this, and it looks like in order to open that, I need to find something to turn with this. So you can see that these puzzles are going to, let's see here, where are we? And maybe if I go up here, I'll find something. Okay, so that's not going to work. If I raise that up, then I can probably get to that. So I need to find a way to raise that up. Let's see here. Well, let's see. Let's see how to change it to fire arrow, and I've completely forgotten the mechanics. Whatever. Anyway, you get the idea. So this is going to be a puzzle. It'll let me transition over to this area, and then once I do, I'll get this thing up here. I can then probably rappel down, and that looks like how to get the tomb. So this is going to be an example of what you find in Tomb Raider. The systems that we're in is finding a tomb, solving a puzzle, getting a reward, going on to the next tomb. Okay. Okay, this game is going to be a short hike, and it's a one-person game, pixel-based, 2D, but it's about a real simple game about going on a hike. So let's start, continue. So here's my character, and what I'm trying to do is get up to get to the top of the hike. Okay, And what I'm going to do is I'm going to meet people and I'm going to talk to them, and they're going to give me sort of information and ideas. And it's a real straightforward game. I'm on an island vacation. I really don't want to be here. I want to get to the top of the mountain of this little island, and what I want to do is I want to make a phone call because reception is terrible. So, again, nothing really happens. There's no combat. It's basically just exploration. So I'm going to Outlook. Will I see you there? Yeah, I'll meet you. So notice we have a dialogue mechanic where basically I just press the A key on the controller and just all right, well, let's see. Oops. Okay, so your character is a bird, and if you run, you can jump. In order to climb higher hills, you need to get a golden feather. And here, if I could get this, I could get a little reward. Trouble is, I can't get up here because okay, can't quite do it because I don't have enough golden feathers. So the mechanic is the more golden feathers you get, the easier it's going to be for you to get up the hills. And I just don't have enough to get very high. So I might be able to get to this hill over here, maybe. Ah, there we go. All right. Now that I can get here, I might be able to get up here. Yeah, I can get up here. Okay, great. So as you progress in the game, you're going to find... notice I've got 2 golden feathers in the lower left corner. Okay, let's see if I can... Kind of hard. The 2D perspective is kind of tricky. So let's see if I can get over here. All right, well, I'm not going to muck around too much. But you get the basic idea. So the goal here is to get more golden feathers, and it increases your ability to go places. Okay, so let's see if I can get up here. Let's try this again. So I think I need to fly in the other direction. Ah! Open a treasure chest, and I got a 3rd golden feather. That's great. Now I can get even higher. Okay, so the mechanics are pretty straightforward. The flying mechanic is simple. The exploration mechanic is simple. You meet characters. It's pretty straightforward, but see if I can go in here. Nah, can't go in. Okay. So there's no real goal here. The goal is to get to the top of the peak. As you get more golden feathers, it'll get easier and easier. So, for example, here, I've got 3. I can almost make it. Let's go this way. There we go. Well, let's go this way. Now, I don't think I can get that high. This is going to be tricky. So maybe I can get over here. And maybe from here I can get over there. Maybe from here I can get over here. There we go. But at this point, I don't think I have enough golden feathers to get very far. Let's try it and see. Okay. There we go. There's no fall damage, so you don't have to worry about it. You also will interact with other characters and look for stuff, collect stuff for them, interact with them. Here's a seashell. I'm supposed to get 8 of those for somebody. Here's a stick. Not sure what I'm going to do with the stick. I'm going to get money. I can use money to buy more golden feathers and so forth. Somebody wanted sticks at some point. Let's see if I can get up here. Not quite. I think I can get up here. Not quite. Okay, I'm close. Very frustrating. And I can swim, which helps. So, the mechanics are pretty straightforward. I can get around to some degree, but it's tricky to get up because I really don't quite have enough golden feathers. Alright, so I'm going to have to go this way. Come on, come on. There we go. And I'm back where I started. Okay, so this game is going to have real simple systems and real simple mechanics. The systems are to get enough golden feathers, but in order to do that, you're going to meet various characters. You're going to complete little tasks. There's no real inventory screen. Everything's shown on screen. It's a real simple 2D pixel game, but it actually won several awards because it's an interesting, easy to play game. Okay, so this is going to be a short hike, and again, it's kind of a fun game. The final game in this is going to be a game called The Mermaid Mask, which is a detective game that you're going to play a detective trying to find clues to solve a murder. So here's my game. What I'm going to be doing is clicking on stuff, and it's sort of a so here's the character. I'm trying to figure out who murdered this character. There's another character I haven't met yet. Here's the characters. Here are the clues I've got. I got a wooden boy. Here's my case file. Here's a book I picked up. The case file. Okay, so they give me information. So as I explore, I collect information and I meet people, and the information is what I use to figure out who committed the murder. So I'm on board a little submarine that I've managed to find. So the murder mystery, the murder victim, and so forth. The Illusion Theater. Okay. Unlocked, signed. Alright, so let's go up and close this. Okay, now what I'm doing here is I want to click on something.
The candles are actually lit. Some of them, anyway.
I'm guessing this place hasn't booked its quarterly fire safety inspection.
Okay. Well,
I guess this is what lights up the room when you pull the switch.
I wonder what they burned to make it pink.
A glass of wine.
Ominously left half finished.
Maybe the wine was corked.
Ominously corked.
okay. So here we're going to be looking at various clues.
This is the lever you pulled?
Yeah, so leave it alone. I don't want it to go dark again.
Alright, so let's go over here.
I think this door leads into the control room.
I want to go into the control room.
Well... You can't. It's locked.
Alright, let's look through the window.
It's taped up on the other side of the door.
You don't need to come in here. The crime scene is one floor down at the very back of the submarine. Captain Seafoam.
Thanks for the directions, I guess.
Do you get the sense that the captain is hiding from us?
Why would they do that?
Alright, so let's go. Let's figure out how to get out of here. Alright, so we want to go one. And let's look at some more clues.
Fish lamp.
A timeless classic. Playing cards.
Looks like someone got dealt a bad hand.
Oh, really?
I have no idea. I just thought that would sound cool.
Okay, so I need to find clues.
It's a big metal statue of a serpent.
There's a cabinet built into it, but I think it's locked.
Rotate the 4 dials into the correct arrangement. So you can see how this is going here. So again, this thing consists of various puzzles in order to get clues, to open cabinets, to solve the mystery, to solve the murder. So this is an example of how this particular game mechanics work. Again, the systems are fairly simple, but the mechanics are going to be, as we've seen. Let's see if we can rotate this fairly easily. So notice these all rotate together. So we need to figure out oops, trying to use the controllers kind of. And notice these are going to connect with each other. So let's, oops. Let's move this. Tricky. Oh well, I'm not going to mess with this, but here you can see the particular clues. So I need to figure out how to rotate these things, what order I rotate them, and so using the mouse looks like it's going to work a little bit better. Okay, well, anyway.
Nope.
4 dials, with a window in the center of each one. Turning each dial rotates the shapes that appear in the surrounding windows.
What do those numbers mean, though?
So we need to put the dials in the correct windows, but the numbers are going to mean something. They gave us a clue in that one. So
I'll do this later.
So that's going to be an example of the clue, the mechanics, and the systems.
Pots and pans for cooking.
Okay.
A picture of a fish.
Delightful.
All right, let's get out of here. Okay, so this is the mermaid mask. Again, a mystery. Mechanics are fairly simple. The systems are fairly simple. But as you can see, the game designer typically will start with a system solving a murder by clicking on objects and then adding mechanics as they needed to go through and build the game.